Two people climbed the Empire State Building to hang a peace message. And immediately, the internet started arguing. Some people said it was brave. Some people said it was stupid. Some people said it was a beautiful protest. Some people said it was just self-marketing with a better view. And honestly, all of those reactions make sense. But I think the real question is not whether the message was deep enough. The real question is, why did everyone look? Because if they had written the same words on a piece of paper and left it on a bench, nobody would care. If they had posted the same sentence online, most people would scroll past it. But put those words at the top of one of the most famous buildings on Earth, attached to two bodies that could fall at any moment, and suddenly the sentence becomes heavier. Not because the words changed, because the cost changed. And humans are obsessed with cost. Not just money cost. Physical cost, pain cost, fear cost, risk cost. The kind of cost that says, I am willing to put something real on the line. That is why dangerous behavior is so powerful. It is an expensive signal. Saying I am brave is cheap. Climbing a building is expensive. Saying I care is cheap. Risking your body in public is expensive. Saying I am different is cheap. Doing something that could hurt you, humiliate you, or change how people see you is expensive. And the more expensive a signal is, the harder it is to fake. This is not new. This is ancient. For most of human history, reputation was not a hobby. It was not a profile. It was not a follower count. It was survival. You lived in a small group. The same people saw you every day. They knew if you shared food. They knew if you helped when things got hard. They knew if you stayed calm near danger. They knew if you panicked. They knew if you were useful. And they definitely knew if you suddenly became very interested in looking at the ground whenever trouble appeared. That mattered, because your reputation changed your life. Who trusted you, who protected you, who wanted to hunt with you, who wanted to sleep near you, who listened when you spoke, who wanted you as a mate, who remembered to wake you up if the group had to move in the middle of the night. In that world, being seen was not vanity. Being seen was power. But there was a problem. Words were cheap even then. Anyone could say, I am brave. Anyone could say, I care about the group. Anyone could say, I would do anything for you. There was probably some guy 40,000 years ago saying all of this while doing absolutely nothing useful. So humans learned to notice signals that were harder to fake. A hunter who walked closer to danger than everyone else was sending a message. A person who gave away food while they were hungry was sending a message. A dancer who kept moving after exhaustion was sending a message. A young person who endured pain in a public ritual was sending a message. A scar on the body was sending a message. Not always a noble message. Not always a smart message, but a message people remembered, because the body had paid for it. Imagine a small group thousands of years ago. A young man wants people to think he is brave. He can stand by the fire and say, I am extremely brave. Most people will probably keep eating. But if he goes farther during a hunt, stands closer to danger, helps bring back meat, or returns with a scar everyone can see, now the conversation changes. Maybe he is brave. Maybe he is reckless. Maybe he is useful. Maybe he is all three, which honestly might be one of the oldest human categories. The same thing happens with generosity. If you give away food when food is everywhere, that is nice. If you give away food when you are hungry, people remember, because now the signal has a price. You are not just saying, I help the group. You are proving that helping the group costs you something. And in a world without banks, police, hospitals, insurance, or emergency contacts, that kind of person mattered. This is why so many cultures have public acts of pain, danger, or endurance. Dangerous hunts, warrior displays, scarification, initiation, rituals, long dances, cliff jumps, public generosity. Feats that look irrational if you think humans are only trying to avoid injury and save energy. But humans were never only trying to survive as bodies. We were trying to survive as members of a group. And groups remember expensive signals. That is the key. The risk is not always attached to the message. Sometimes the risk is the message. This is why modern public stunts feel so intense. Our world changed. Our instincts did not. Today, we have skyscrapers, cameras, live streams, social media, comment sections, and millions of strangers watching from tiny glowing screens. But the body is still the old body. The brain is still the old brain. So when we see someone high above a city, doing something dangerous in front of everyone, some ancient part of us wakes up. It starts asking old questions. Are they brave? Are they foolish? Are they trying to help? Are they trying to gain status? Are they trying to attract love? Are they trying to become unforgettable? Are they one of us, or are they just showing off? And the answer is usually messy. Because humans are messy. One act can be protest, romance, ego, art, marketing, and terrible judgment all at once. That is why people argue. One person sees courage, another sees narcissism. One person sees a political message, another sees attention seeking. One person sees love. Another sees two people risking other people's safety for a slogan. But everyone is reacting to the same ancient mechanism, a body doing something costly in public. This is older than skyscrapers, older than flags, older than writing, maybe older than language itself. Before humans could write manifestos, they could climb, they could dance, they could bleed, they could endure pain, they could stand in front of the group and show what they were willing to risk. And once the group saw it, the act became part of the person. That is the part modern life makes strange. Because today, words are cheaper than ever. A post costs almost nothing. A slogan costs almost nothing. A profile costs almost nothing. You can say you are brave. You can say you care. You can say you are different. You can say you would sacrifice everything, and maybe you mean it. But online, everyone is saying something. So the signal gets weaker, the words get lighter, and people start looking for ways to make the signal feel real again. They climb higher, run farther, lift heavier, film closer, confess louder, suffer publicly, love publicly, risk publicly. Because somewhere deep down, we still feel that if something costs enough, it must mean something. But that is the trap. Cost makes a message louder. It does not automatically make it true. Pain can prove commitment, but it cannot prove wisdom. Risk can prove courage, but it cannot prove purpose. A scar can make a story unforgettable, but it cannot tell you whether the story was worth it. Ancient people probably understood this too. There must have been brave hunters, and there must have been idiots who almost got everyone killed because they wanted applause near the fire. The group had to decide which was which. We still do. So maybe the strange part is not that two people climbed the Empire State Building. The strange part is that everyone understood the game immediately. Some admired it, some hated it, some mocked the message, some defended it, some called it brave, some called it stupid. But everyone looked. Because humans have always looked at costly signals. We look when someone risks the body. We look when someone pays a price. We look when someone turns a message into something dangerous. And for a social animal, being looked at has always been a form of power. Sometimes beautiful, sometimes foolish, sometimes dangerous, but never meaningless.